to black, green smoke to black, green turn to black, yeah, that's what we stand for, green turn to black. Green...
Hello everybody, Russian Nihilist here, and in this video I would like to talk to you guys today about the right to die. Now in this video I'll discuss such things as euthanasia and the death penalty. Now let's start with euthanasia. Now for those of you that don't know, euthanasia is putting someone down to take them out of any painful or miserable state. Like if they have cancer or something and they want, and the family doesn't think that that person should go through all that, they can decide to pull the plug and that person is dead. And of course they do this with consent. But here's how I'm thinking. If you are taking someone's life into your own hands, deciding the way that they die, because I think that the family deciding for that person is wrong, because they're taking control of that person's fate, they're taking control of their life. That is, and humans have a right to live. They should have a right to die. I think that if the person themselves want to die and be put out of that miserable state, even if the family doesn't want to, that person should be able to die because they don't want to go on like this. But back to what I was saying about them controlling your life. What is it called when they control your life? Because, well, first of all, they're taking away your right to die. They're taking away one of your rights. Now, the people who can take away your rights are the people that own you, that control you. In this case, for any normal human being, it is the government. For any American, at least, it's the government. They control you. They decide whatever goes on in your life, okay? I mean, not exactly, but in the long run, they kind of do. They decide your education. They decide your health care. They control it, all right? And in a way, I kind of think this is illegal, because if you take control of someone, you're owning them, in a way. Because, I mean, if you own them, what is that called? Slavery. Alright? So I'm guessing it's not the kind of bad outlook on slavery that shows, you know, whipping and having someone work endlessly for your benefit. But the actual definition of slavery is owning another person. That's what is so horrible about it, that it lets you own another human being. And I don't think that's right. Now, if you go to me and ask me about my views on murder, I would say that I think murder isn't wrong. I wouldn't say it's right, but I would say that it isn't wrong. I think that murder can be right if it's in self-defense, or if it's because you have at least a justification for it. Your justification in the court of law could be horrible, and it's just a horrible justification, but for you it's a justification nonetheless. And, for example, I think hatred, if someone is just a complete asshole to you, if someone has completely destroyed your life, but they continue doing it for a long time, and it just completely breaks you down. I mean, I don't think that you really have the right to murder, but that is at least a justification, more so than, like, I just felt like killing him. It is a justification because you were destroyed mentally and maybe even physically by this person. And maybe on some level you don't want them going on and doing this to other people, because you think that they do hold this threat that they, in fact, are going to do this to other people. You know, maybe that's your justification for murder. But now on to the death penalty. I think that the death penalty in itself isn't necessarily wrong, but I don't know why it's illegal. I mean, if murder is illegal, and then this is a legal type of murder. I mean, it's for a crime, yes, but it's still a legal kind of murder. And this government, at least the American government or any state that supports the death penalty, is hypocritical. But then again, pretty much any government is hypocritical. But I don't think the death penalty is the right way to go unless you're, let's say, someone like Saddam Hussein or Osama bin Laden or Jim Jones or Jack the Ripper. These serial killers, these guys who go around killing, and if you put them in jail because if you put them in jail for life, and they have a chance of getting out, just like you always have a chance of getting out, then that's a bad thing, because if they do get out, they're going to continue doing this, and I think the death penalty is only good for people who are, in fact, criminal masterminds, that are serial killers, that are just pure genius. So, in conclusion, I think that murder isn't wrong. That's how I'm going to keep putting it. It isn't wrong, but then again, it isn't right. It depends on your justification. And I think that euthanasia, and I think that you should have the right to die. I think if you want to be dead, you can be dead. You should be put to death because you want to die. And for the death penalty, I think that is for extremes. And that is my take on the right to die. But again, I do think that if we have the right to live, we again have the right to die. So, thank you for watching. For now, see ya.